Hello and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome to my channel. I'm Sarah and I'm going to talk about my 5 top most painful tattoos that I have gotten, because I have a lot of tattoos and I get asked a lot of the time which ones were the most painful ones. But I do have a freakishly high pain tolerance, I think. I don't really, well, compared to other people, when I'm like, oh yeah, that didn't hurt, and then they're like, oh, this really hurt, and I'm like, is there something wrong with me? Maybe. But yeah, obviously everybody has different pain tolerances and a lot of different things will affect how much your tattoo hurts, such as the needle type that the artist uses, where on your body you are more sensitive, because not every person is kind of like the same pain tolerance wise on bodies. Like it just changes based on every person, based on so many different things, and how gentle or how hard the tattoo artist tattoos also affects the pain levels. And yeah, just lots of other things. If you're a person with periods, that will also affect your sensitivity levels on getting tattooed. But I just love watching videos like about people's like tattoos and how much they hurt. So I thought I would make my own, since I get asked about it a lot on like Instagram and stuff. Starting from number 5, which is the least painful of this top 5, was I just have a few honorable mentions in this whole category because they all had the same amount of pain that occurred. Starting off with the ditch of my elbow right here. As you can see, that is heavily packed in with ink and it is super dark, and I think the shading for me hurt a little bit more just because the lines were done, everything was done, and then it just, as you can see, it's just a dark piece and it was a long session. You can watch the vlog of me getting it done. It's linked in my tattoo vlogs. But yeah, that was a mess. It honestly didn't hurt as much as I anticipated it to, but still it was super painful. I would give it like a 6 or a 6.5 out of 10, but it's one of those things where in the moment it hurts, but then after you just like, it just kind of immediately washes away and you're like, oh, did that even hurt? I would do it again. I have heard from my mom that that is what childbirth feels like, so you just kind of feel the pain in the moment and then you immediately forget. So maybe my love for tattoos is like the love of like someone having a child. I'm joking, but yeah, so that was in the first bit of honorable mentions. The second one is this Snorlax tattoo. I don't know why, but maybe like the positioning of where it was, or maybe because the artist was a bit more heavy-handed, it hurt. And yeah, just also a 6 out of 10. It bled so much. Also, the tattoo vlog of me getting that tattoo is in my playlist, so if you want to go watch that, you can. I think I was also just way too chilled going into the tattoo because I'm used to getting a lot of tattoos at once, and that was the only tattoo I was getting that day, so like my adrenaline and everything was so low that I just like did not hype myself up to be in so much pain. So then when the pain hit, it really hit. And then the third honorable mention is this flower tattoo. It was, as you can see, the lines are thick. It was also the last tattoo that I was getting during that day session. If you've seen that vlog, once again, in my tattoo vlogs, if you want to watch it. But I was just so out of it at that point. I just was like, I want this to be over. And I think my adrenaline and pain threshold for the day was at its end. And yeah, it's just a big black piece packed in with black ink. So yeah, very painful. I've also heard that a lot of people do experience more pain on their legs when getting tattooed compared to arms and stuff. So I do agree with that. So yeah, those are my honorable mentions of number 5. All of them, like I said, would be a 6 or a 6.5 out of 10 on the pain scale. Next, number 4, we are going to fingers and hands. I have had both stick and poke tattoos on my fingers and also like just machine tattoos. And I don't know which one hurts more, because the machine ones are done a lot faster, but the stick and poke, when they're like right on the finger and like just, I don't know, they're just very sensitive for me. I've also touched up these 4 by myself, so yeah, doing tattoos on yourself, it do be painful. I do think that fingers are a bit more painful than hands, but I feel like that's like most people say that fingers are more painful than the base of your hands. And yeah, as you can see, I've gotten quite a bit of hand tattoos on different parts of my hands, but still hands down, lol. The fingers are definitely more painful, but still always so worth it. I actually don't have that many interesting stories about hand tattoos other than the fact that I've touched up these by myself, because obviously finger tattoos are a lot harder to stick in and keep in, so you do need more frequent and necessary touch-ups on fingers, because they do sometimes fade over time just because you do a lot with your hands and you wash your hands all the time. And yeah, but I haven't touched those up in probably 2 years now, and honestly I'm satisfied with them. They aren't overly blurry. This one looks better from afar, but I will show you up close what it looks like now. So pain-wise, I would probably give them hands a 7 and fingers an 8/7.5. I feel like the first finger tattoos I got were these dots, and I just didn't anticipate them hurting that much, even though the artist that I was getting them done by did say this will hurt more, so like get your expectations high for some pain. And when he did start tattooing, I was like, oh, okay, so that's how painful it is. So I think that's why when I went in for like over time, like got different finger tattoos, I was expecting the same level of pain. So over time it got less and less painful because my adrenaline was higher, if that makes sense. But yes, definitely an 8/10 the first time, and then it lowered down to like a 7 the next few times that I got my fingers tattooed. Going on to number 3. Okay, this one has a fun little story behind it. So I got the outline of this tattoo. It used to look like this. It is on my knee. So that is number 3, the knee. When I got the outline tattooed, it didn't hurt that much. I was expecting it to hurt a lot more, but I think I had a very gentle tattoo artist, and I think it was the second tattoo that I got that day. So my adrenaline was still high, my hopes were still high, my like pain tolerance that day was high, and it wasn't like going lower. But as the day went on, tattoos hurt more. But the outline, super fine. I'd give it like I think maybe like a 4/10, just because it literally was the outline. It was super chilled. But then, because I used to be very much more into outline tattoos, just line work, but then over time I've kind of started changing and developing more of my like tattoo styles that I like on my body and turning them more into like black work or black and gray work. I got this tattoo done in South Africa with the outline. So eventually, as I've turned more into appreciating black work, I wanted to get that done more in black. So guess what I did? Being my little practicing tattooing, I started off by stick and poking, turning this into black work. Yeah, probably not the best decision I've done in my life. This is how far I got with stick and poking it, and I just had to tap out because I was like, there is no way I have the patience for this. If you've ever got a stick and poke tattoo, or if you are a stick and poke tattoo artist, you know how much patience you know how much patience you need for the stick and poke black work especially. So yeah, this is how far I got with the stick and poke, and I just kind of made like outlines of all the black work that I need to finish. After I'd practiced with the machine a bit, I was like, okay, it's time to finish this knee, and I finished the rest with the machine, and that went quite smoothly until it didn't, because I thought I could hit it all in one go, and yeah, my patience just ran out and my pain tolerance just ran out. So I would give that like a 9/10. I was not doing well at the end of it. So yeah, as you can see, there is a lot of like spaces in between, and you can see where my pain tolerance went out, and I just could not keep going at the same level. I definitely need to touch it up or go get it touched up by someone else. I'm currently not tattooing, so it's gonna be a while until I touch it up. Pain. Just be prepared if you're gonna get black work done on your knee. 9/10, to be honest. It just, no. Second most painful ones were my palms. Another story time for these. So I've had both stick and poke here and there, and then this is done with machine. They hurt in different ways, because the stick and poke just feels like someone's just stabbing you slowly, and because with palms you do have to go deeper into the skin, but still not too deep to make a blowout occur. Actually, so okay, little deviation from my story, but a lot of palm tattoos are hard for the ink to like actually stay in, but if you find like a good artist that's very experienced in palm tattooing, they will stay in pretty well. Also, I guess it depends on your skin type and the amount of stuff you do with your hands that I'm sure plays a role in it as well. So basically for the stick and poke, yeah, like I said, just feels exactly what you think it would feel like a little needle just stabbing you, and it's very painful. But with the machine, it's faster, so you get a lot more done. So when I was getting this done, I was just like, it'll be over quicker, but as you can see, my ass was like, yeah, just shade it too, that'll be fun. You know what, just like 30 minutes to an hour of pain for a lifetime of swag. To be honest, because I got the stick and poke first, I would rate that a 9.5, just because once again, I was not ready for that pain and did not know how to anticipate the pain. So when it was occurring, I was just like, ugh. And because it took longer, because stick and poke takes longer, and because I've decided to smartly get both palms done in the same session, it really, really, really hurt. And I would rate the machine, I don't know, it's also a 9, but it's such a different pain. You know what, they're both a 9, but in different ways. But I hope you can kind of like conceptualize what I mean by like their different pains. Like one's like a stabbing one and the other one's just like dragging sharp pain. But they look cool, so it's worth it. And if you don't think they look cool, you don't need to tell me that. You can keep that to yourself. Thank you. My feelings get hurt easily. Okay, and then to number 1. The most painful tattoo I've ever gotten, and I cried. Here is a video of me crying while getting it. If for whatever reason the whole tattoo were to fall out again, would I do this whole tattoo again? Probably not, because the pain was that bad. Like, it was genuinely 11 out of 10. I see people who get their back shaded and I do not understand how they did that. Like, mine is just line work and I was in so much immense pain. The reason why I think my back hurt the most is just number 1, because backs are so sensitive. It hurt the most on the part that was over my kidneys, if that makes sense. Like if your kidneys were here, then on the side of your back, that's where it hurt the most. So that was like more on my lower back. So I've had scoliosis surgery, if you are new here and don't know that. And I have a lot of numb spots on my spine. I mean, on my like back, whole back area, because of nerve damage during the surgery and all of that. And I thought those would hurt more for some reason, because I feel really weird when people already just touch my back with a hand. So I thought, why not get my whole back tattooed? That'll be so fun and good and won't hurt at all. No, I knew it was gonna hurt so bad. I anticipated the pain and waited for like several years before I got it done because I was so scared of the pain. Anyway, so I thought those numb spots would hurt or feel weird and I would hate every second of it. But those numb spots ended up being my saving grace, because I couldn't feel the pain as much as on the parts that weren't numb. And yeah, it was just absolute horror and pain, and I absolutely love my back now. I've always loved it before. Like, I didn't get it to cover up my scar or anything like that. As you can see, I'm a heavily tattooed person who likes tattoos, and that included getting my back tattooed. So when I saw like ornamental pieces being tattooed on other people, I was like, that is exactly what I want, and that is exactly what I got. And I think it was a good decision because it is only line work. And another thing that definitely added more to the pain is the thickness of the lines, because it was line work. Also, my artist was a bit heavy-handed, but you know, it just be like that sometimes. And yeah, she got it done and was cheering me on through the pain, and we got through it all in one session, which was incredible. And I don't regret it at all. I just would not get it again because of the pain, and I'm absolutely obsessed with how pretty it is, so it was all worth it in the end. I completely forgot about my snake tattoo on the side of my body, but an exciting update. I am getting that turned into more of a black work piece, so I'm gonna leave the pain levels and story time for that video, so stay tuned for that. That was my top 5 most painful tattoos that I have on my body so far. Let me know what have been your most painful tattoos, because I'm so curious and I love comparing and like just like having a little chitty chat. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it. It really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that bell icon to be notified every time I post. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.